This is a brand new, almost new, used, almost new airplane that
50-plus-year-old,
55-year-old plus brand new that Jeff is gonna take and experiment here in a couple minutes, where this airplane is going to be flown on rudder and elevator and motor control. No ailerons, no steerable nose gear.
Where'd that plane come from, Larry?
This airplane came out of the area south of Zanesville.
I was meaning you. You don't want to admit to that part? That
no,
you had it and sold it?
Not until after we sit fly.
And you said something about an Indian giver.
Yeah, yeah. I did, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
If it flies good, he says he's taking it back. If it crashes, he doesn't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
Got a wrong line. We're on a temporary hold because got the lines reversed on the fuel tank, and so that we're going to have to go into an intermission.
There's somebody coming in. Chad's coming in. Okay, we're back again. Got the fuel lines hooked up right this time, I think. Wow, amazing when it started.
Yeah, yeah.
Not very loud, but no pipe, or no muffler anyways. Chattering sounds like it's wind or something.
Exhaust is loose.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
Okay, we're
going to go into a temporary hold again.
down, so
Yeah.
there's a little more lift.
Yeah. Okay, we're back into this situation
Try
again.
again.
We're back. Trying her one more time.
I think my idle side needs worked on. I had to stick up a good little bit to get the idle. I think it's ready this time.
See what happens when you take the glow stick off.
Right?
Yes.
Wow. Go, go, go. There we go. You can tell it's flying by rudder. Kind of jerky when it's on. It also doesn't have a steerable nose wheel.
He sure knows how to break the neck on the camera operator. And then he'll be complaining because he can't see it and he can't follow it.
What happens when you have these old camera operators? They Jeff, Larry said he wants you to fly closer to the trees back here. Behind us?
Yeah.
There, can you get that in there?
I got it.
Tell you what.
Oh my goodness, he done it again. Stay out in front of you.
Wow, it's flying good and hardly any throttle at all. Must be awful light. Got 2 less servos. Probably got heavier servos than it had it before.
Plane is going to be flown on rudder and elevator and motor control. No ailerons. No steerable nose gear.
Where'd that plane come from, Larry?
This airplane came out of the area south of Zanesville.
I was meaning you. You don't want to admit to that part? That you had it and sold it?
Not until after we sit fly.
And you said something about an Indian giver.
Yeah. Yeah. I did, didn't I?
Yep. Yeah. If it flies good, he says he's taking it back. If it crashes, he doesn't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-oh.
Got the wrong line hooked up. Got the wrong line hooked up.
I must have. I guess we're not flying yet. We're on temporary hold.
We're on a temporary hold because
I hooked it up wrong.
Got the lines reversed on the fuel tank. And so we're going to have to go into an intermission.
There's somebody coming in. Chad's coming in. Geez, I still got this. How was that even working? I had it on range test.
Oh, it's smoke, man. Watch out, Elizabeth, here it comes. Hi, Chad. Ready for my close-up. I was going to do that.
Didn't expect that when Larry was in charge, did you?
No. I figure I'm safe because you probably got the wrong end of it pointed at me.
That could be. Or he don't have it on record.
Sometimes I don't have it on record.
Well, we was getting ready to test fly that, but things are going bad already. Because I put 2 screws to hold this cover down. One in the front, one in the back.
Oh. Hmm.
Larry did some wheeling and dealing on this and got it for $25.
I hope without a motor.
Yeah, no motor, no radio gear.
Okay, I was going to say, wear a mask and a gun to get a deal like that. With a motor on it.
Then he didn't want it. He went to all the trouble driving over, meeting these people and getting it. Then I kept trying to talk him into getting it ready to fly, and let's fly it, see if it flies.
Sometimes
He wouldn't do it.
It's all about getting the deal.
Yep.
Excitement of making the deal.
Well, the thing of it is,
Then he didn't want it and sold it to me.
she was asking, what did I tell you, 50?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think she was asking 50 for it. And I looked at it, and it was really dirty. It had 40 years of dirt on the top of it. And I looked it over, and
I really thought I had them hooked up right because I thought they were opposite.
well, you got them opposite now.
Yep.
Anyhow, okay. You're gonna have to change. Can you just change the tubes?
Yep, I think so. I'm just going to slide them off here and put them right back on. Maybe I can. Why does he keep touching that? Something like that?
Oh my goodness! You don't want to tell the
Wow.
crowd.
No, but I got to get that tightened. There's 2 nuts. Now I got to loosen this one and turn it to where I want to tighten it. Ooh, that's hot.
Yeah, ideally you want to figure out that that's loose much earlier in the testing process.
Yep. Try again. I think my idle side needs worked on. I had to stick up a good little bit to get the idle. Better, I think it's ready this time.
Ready! Falcon 56 is going up again. 3-channel.
Oh, waller. Waller a little bit there, baby.
This time Larry is flying it. He's going to get it down here close where I wasn't getting it, huh? So we can see it.
I'll keep it out just a little bit further from us this time.
I don't know. I think that motor was a real good match for it, don't you think?
It does. It's a fine match for it.
Amazing thing is straight pipe, and it's quiet like it's got a muffler on it.
Almost like that twin you got.
Yep.
It sounds a lot like that twin.
Yeah, it does. Oh, I didn't even think to do that.
I don't know whether I can or not because everything's reversed when you go upside down.
Oh, flying it upside down, yep. Oh, I wouldn't fly it upside down. I'll tell you why when you get back over.
The clunk didn't work?
The clunk, when you turn the tank upside down, the clunk is still on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
It won't drop down.
Now you tell me.
And it's, I think, just because there's so short of a line, because the tank is so short. I used the regular line that came with it.
Okay.
And probably only had 3/8 of an inch of the brass tube sticking in there and put that in there, but then you turn upside down and the clunk stays on the bottom. It doesn't.
Could have shortened the line a little, just a tad.
If I'd have shortened it, that'd have made it worse.
If you want to fly inverted, you got to do it as soon as you take off.
Well, and with rudder, right is left and left is right.
Yes, when you're upside down, yep.
See, I see a vapor trail on it. Right there.
But it probably wouldn't take very long upside down, and it probably would have quit. Maybe not with a full tank. It might have lasted a little bit. I do like that motor on there.
It's really pretty good for that airplane.
Yep. Does not take much power to keep it flying. I don't think I'd leave it idle too long. Might die.
Something's rattling.
I heard that. I heard it when it was on the ground. I heard it doing that on full throttle. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, look.
Wow. It nosedived in that thick grass.
Turned that grass up in her right.
Jeff is back at the controls.
I think I could even leave it down a little more. Can't get a hold of it, the plane's too close.
Oh, you got a little boost.
Getting ready to hit that grass and I hit a hump and went up.
You got a little boost on that one. Can't find him any, huh?
Oh, no, not the grass.
Oh! That was a quick stop.
Yep.
We got it all on camera.
But I didn't, yep. I didn't hit it lightly.
Tell us that story about your one channel, single channel.
Okay. Well, that goes back to Miles Reed. Okay, I don't know if you guys may have.
I've heard that name before, that's
Miles
all.
was a mailman up in Canton, Ohio, and I met him right shortly after we had started. Dad and I had started in this in like 1962, and we were doing a bunch of work out of town at that point, and we were working up in Canton. And so the evening, I'm telling you, long story short, I'm trying to shorten it up.
Okay.
Anyhow, we was after we got done working, we'd go to the hobby shops just because we was into that mode, trying to figure out what we was doing, and we didn't know much of anything. We went into this one hobby shop up there in North Canton, and there was a young lady in there working, and my golly, she knew 10 times what we knew. I mean, she was just smarter than a load of wood, you know. And she impressed us to the point she said, "What?" And it was about closing time. She said, "Well, my dad's coming after me, and he picked me up. I'd like to introduce you to him." And here it was Miles Reed's daughter. So anyhow, we got that. We ended up going to his house, and he had showed us a bunch of stuff. And this was later in his flying career, but as early in his flying career, he was flying single channel radio control, and he was the national champion at that time for the single channel radio controlled. And he had he explained to us, and I never seen it fly because it was past that time in his life, you know. But he had all these trophies and everything he showed us, and so there was nothing. It wasn't just talk. I mean, it was he backed it up with the real stuff.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he said that they would take and do spins, you know, and so many. They had, one of the things they done would be go up to I think he said a 1 minute climb out, and you'd have to come by on low speed, low throttle, or flat, and because they didn't have throttle control on it. And he'd come through flat, and then the judge would say, "Okay." So he would climb out at full throttle, which is what he was already on, and they had so many seconds to
So
climb out.
his one channel was just elevator then?
No, rudder.
Oh.
Rudder only. Yeah. So
how was he making it climb out then if he couldn't throttle it?
It was the way they had it trimmed, and the way he'd keep it down would be making turns all the time. You had
okay.
turns. So anyhow, they'd climb out for a minute or whatever it was, and then they would put it into a spin, and he told me at that time, and I honestly don't remember how many it was, but it was an excessive amount of spins that they could get out of a single channel, rudder only, and
but anyhow, like I say, he was our national champion there for I don't know how many years it was, whether it was just 1 or 5 or I don't know what it was. But anyhow, so it was pretty impressive. And then of course I got to be pretty good friends with him at that time, and Dad was as well. So
would that have been single channel servos, or were they like escapements?
well, I'm thinking that it had a servo in it, but it could have been an escapement when it was first started.
I wasn't sure. I knew that the escapement stuff was real early, but I wasn't sure if they got into servos while it was still single channel, or if that was.
But they also right after the escapements, they came with Galloping Ghost.
I'm familiar with that.
Well, the rudder would set and oscillate back and forth all the time, just back and forth constantly. And then if you give it left stick, it would go like this, quiver over that direction. And then if you let off the stick, it would go back and forth. Right stick, it would set. It changed the quivers. And they changed the quiver to the side. They called it Galloping Ghost.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it was actually pretty nice. It was actually somewhat. It was mostly our first proportional.
Oh yeah, because the single channel
It was either 1 click or 2 clicks on an escapement. When you wanted to go left on an escapement, you'd hit the button once, and if you wanted to go right, you'd hit it twice. And that took it past the first cog, which was to the left, and the second one would be to the right.
Huh. Be a challenge to fly.
They were actually it was reasonably simple because
you weren't trying to do.
You was just trying to fly and get it back on the ground in one piece.
Just trying to survive. You weren't trying to do 6 inverted loops.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
You just wanted to make it go in a circle and come back.
Yeah. So, and surprisingly enough, that kit that I'm putting together was cut out on the side for an escapement. That's how old that kit was.
Wow. For only one?
Yeah.
You could only get one in it?
Yeah. Which would have made it rudder only.
Yep. Larry's building me a junior Falcon right at the moment. From a real old kit that I'd bought off of eBay.
What's a junior Falcon, like a 36-inch one?
Yeah. That's like that little one sitting in there on the bottom rack. That red
That's
one.
right. Okay.
Yeah. Same as that one.
I remember seeing it now.
That except.
That was easier to build?
Oh my, yes.
Different design, or?
Oh, well, this was a redesign, and it was one of them short kits.
Is that where they basically just give you the ribs, the complicated stuff, and you supply
everything that was cut?
Anything that has
stick and
anything that has a
laser cut.
a shape that's not square or round. Yeah. And
that kit was already modified for electric conversion.
Yeah. I wish we'd have done.
Mine was the original kit that I bought.
Done that. I honestly do at this point. Well,
he's getting a lot of work into it.
Well, see, the elevator or the stab was not even set up for an elevator.
Yeah.
It was only rudder only is all that was set up for. And so I had to modify the ribs and shorten them up so that I could put an elevator on it.
Yeah.
And I had to do the same thing with the wing. I had to cut all the ribs off in the back and shorten them up. I think it was had to cut about 3/8 of an inch off of them. And the trailing edge was like that one right there. The ribs actually fit into the trailing edge. It was all carved out for it and everything. So I'm making the trailing edge, I made them into the ailerons. I had to fill the saw marks in them and everything. And
A lot of modification.
yeah. But
and I had to take and change. I actually did change the bulkheads, and changed the front bulkhead and moved it back a little bit so I could get room to.
Oh, for a battery?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No room at all. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I made the front firewall, which holds the landing gear as well. I made it. I think it was 3/8 of an inch wider than the original one, so that it had more room because it was only set up for a Cox 049.
Speaking of all that, I meant to